Okay, I want to do a quick video on the Pico Neo3Link and Pico 4 and how they treat the home environment stuff, and most crucially the side loading, which I've already had a rant at. And I'm going to put more context into why I'm so angry on that ranting. So on the Pico Neo3Link, the side loading situation is just awesome. It's the best out of any headset I've ever had on the standalone side of it. I had to keep my Oculus Go because Quest 2 ruined it all. And basically what the Pico 4 has ended up with is basically even worse version than the Quest 2. So in regards to actually getting the APKs onto the headset, that's not my gripe. The file manager still has the APK section. You can load up the APKs and install them, no problem at all. You can even just do it through web browser, download APK, click install. That's no problem. That's not my issue with side loading. The issue with the side loading thing, it's not even to do with the entire side loading. I can just use Pico browser as an example here. So the way the apps work in this window, if I just use Pico browser as an example, so I've got my web browser up here. In Pico Neo3Link, I've got options down the bottom. I've got an exit, I've got a back, I've got a standard and a max environment. So I've got a sofa I can sit on here and have an even bigger screen and the ability to have a nighttime sky or daytime sky. And you can also reposition this every which way. You've also got the lights off situation, same as Quest 2. So you turn off your surround environment. That's in both the standard environment and that max. That lights off is missing on Pico 4, which obviously, considering on Pico 4 I've got the internal reflections, I'm a bit distracted. But if I don't want this earth in the way, I want to just turn off the lights. That's a basic thing that's missing, and that's obviously applicable. This is coming up on anything you launch. Obviously, this is the web browser. And the other biggest issue I've got, apart from the portrait side of it, is if I just want to use an Xbox controller and GeForce Now. I mean, GeForce Now's got a problem of not launching landscape. But also, if I don't want to have these controllers. So on the bottom here, I've got a back button and I've got the exit button. On Pico 4, I'll get to this. I will go over and show the recording, repeat myself. But you don't have this. You have to hover over the window, and you've got a close, which is basically doing what the exit does here, and you've just got a minimize, which puts it back. But if I've not got controllers connected, how do I go back in an application? Because you might think I can just press B on here, and that goes back in the window on the web browser. In the Pico Neo3Link, I've got a physical button on the headset, so I don't need controllers. Okay, so I can click back. I've got a physical button on the headset, which Pico 4 doesn't have. You have to excuse my handshake, so I'll bad wrist at a minute. But again, this isn't here. So on the Pico 4, you've only got the volume buttons, which change if you go into obviously controllerless mode. You've only got the volume buttons to go forward, which is activate, and you've just got this button, the actual Pico button, which gets rid of stuff. So you're screwed basically. Whereas this is completely missing on the Pico 4. So without a controller, you'd have a laser guider on your screen. I'll show this in the Pico 4 video, and I could just look down to this and I could go back if I needed to. So that's applications and obviously web browser without your controllers. So again, it's a very minor thing for people, but it's like the functionality side just took a massive step back. So again, applications, I've not got anything sideloaded because I've just factory reset this. I'm constantly bug hunting as per usual. But I'll move on to the Pico 4 now and just show basically what is missing, because the great functionality of the Pico Neo3Link is just completely gone. It just doesn't make sense how you could do it so right on this headset, and then the new OS just take a complete step backwards. So I'll move on to Pico 4 now and just show what the difference is and where I'm disappointed in that one. Okay, we're in the Pico 4. I'm going to continue on from obviously what I've said in the Pico Neo3Link in regards to all the side loading and the way the menus display and stuff. So for equal context, I'm going to use the Pico browser, and I'm just going to show that there is nothing. There's no menu for back, exit. You've only got this drop down which you need to hover over, and you've only got the option of minimizing, which puts it down into here. And that will stay after a headset restart, which is really annoying. But you've also got the exit, which will exit it. But that is a big but. What's happening when that exits? My video I've previously done on Discord, where you go into a voice chat and you've got the back, which obviously takes the app away. So it's doing this basically, it's putting it in the background. what I could do before is I could exit with the exit button I used to have. Again, it's not here. This doesn't actually work as an exit properly. The microphone stays on Discord chat. So even though the app is closed, it's no longer here. It stays on Discord chat. And the only way you can fix that is shut down your headset, which is super annoying, because if you're just doing a Discord chat and you just want to jump into a game after, that's not obviously chat to people on Discord, you want to chat to people in the game, it's not going to work. So that's just super annoying. I don't know why that's not exiting the actual applications correctly. I don't know why that menu system just isn't there. But same situation, if I use the Pico browser here, just as an equal comparison, I'll wait for this to boot up. So I've got the window open. It's much the same as the sideloading stuff. There's the only options you've got are the minimize and the exit. I can't turn the lights off. I can't get rid of this earth, and also I can't move. I can't move around my home environment. The only way I can move around my home environment is I can press the Pico button. I can now move. Say if I want to sit on the sofa, and I'll bring up the screen. I want the screen to be where it was. Obviously, that's not going to happen. It's now here. Just super annoying. I don't know why that's changed. But also, the actual lights off and second environment, that's all missing. And the other thing I need to cover is essentially how this acts when I take the bloody controls off. So, say if you've just got your Xbox controller, or you're watching a movie at night or something, when you've obviously got no tracking on the controller, it goes to the head tracking, and it gives you an icon. So you've got basically you've only got the volume up and volume down. So pressing one of them is going to act as like a button press, as you've just seen. So I can click the back, I can click the forward. Because there's no back button or exit down here, I can't go back. In apps that don't have this sort of back arrow, obviously if this was a game or something, I want to just pause or get to a menu or something, or like a film that goes into full screen mode, once you click, if it's not got an actual back icon, all I've got is this Pico button. So I can either minimize my app or I can hover over this and close it, but I can't go back within that because there is no back button down the bottom here. And it's very rarely going to come into that, but it's just one of those things that it doesn't make sense why it's missing. Obviously, I'm quite lucky on the Pico Neo 3 Link. It's got a physical back button, but I've also still got the menu, the UI button for back. So again, that doesn't really make sense to me, because it doesn't really matter how ugly you make that. It's the functionality that counts. If I reload my bloody batteries into my controller here, make sure I do this for the right controller, left controller. I'll give it to Pico. Those battery compartments are satisfying. But yeah, this is just super annoying because, again, everything seems to be just taking a hit. So the Aurora store is still, everything's portrait that I want to use that has to be landscape. Yeah, I've not got the options to turn off the lights, which is incredibly annoying. Not just now with this blue earth and the internal reflection issue, I cannot see or can't not see with the pancake lenses. When you put into recline mode as well, you've still got your environment. So like, depending on what obviously home environment you've chosen, when you got to go into recline mode, you could have a big old blue sky around your stuff, and you don't want that when you're watching a film. You want just the film. So the lights off situation, that needs to be put back in at least. Quest 2 has that. But again, I'm not comparing this to Quest 2 at all. I'm comparing this to exactly what they've already done on Pico Neo 3 Link. The Quest 2 has this same crap going on. That's why I don't use it, and that's why I've kept an Oculus Go, because I can actually use my apps in the proper landscape format. So again, Pico Neo 3 Link got it right. It just got it so right. And I'm a bit confused why it's completely gone backwards in this case. Just bring back the menu system it had. Bring back the way it was doing apps. Everything was working absolutely perfect. Instead with the situation with Discord and stuff, everything was perfect in Pico Neo 3 Link. So why has it gone this way? Again, it's just putting context into my rant. The way you load APKs and install APKs, that's not changed. That's not my problem. It's just the use case. It's gone backwards. And for people that are coming from Quest 2, they're don't care because you're just used to this. But when it's been done so right, and I can just grab an Xbox controller. I haven't got to have any of these controllers here. I haven't got to have the lights on. I can just do everything I can with an Xbox controller playing my GeForce Now. I literally cannot do that in this headset because of a stupid bloody portrait thing. So yeah, it's a very niche use case, and I get that, but they've already done this right. Just put it back to how it was, please, Pico. Again, if someone can actually tell me when 5.2 hits, I was hoping it would come up. That would be quite nice for a video, wouldn't it? When 5.2 hits, if they fix this, because I think it was mentioned in the beta situation, it's still here now. I don't know why it's gone this way. If anything, I don't think most people are aware that when you actually launch an app or your web browser to close your applications, you need to hover over the damn thing down the bottom here and then go exit. That's just super annoying. Because obviously you press your Pico button, that just gets rid of that, where you minimize. Like there's no way to, there's no way to close even just holding buttons or anything on this application. That still show up as after a headset reboot if you leave it there. So the only way you can close is hover, do that. It just seems super confusing when you had an exit button labeled there before. So yeah, that's context of my rant, and I hope you guys can understand. That's why I really want Pico to push and just put it back to how it was, because it benefits everyone. I've got no reason to use this headset for the use case I was using it before. So my GeForce Now, nothing works. So I've got no reason to pick up this headset, even though it's super light, super small, pancake lenses, like everything should benefit. But I have got no reason to use it because it just doesn't do what I need it to do. So yeah, they've done it once. They can do it before. Just please, Pico, just update it. Bring it back to exactly how it was. Don't change anything that you've done before. Just do it exactly as you've done it. It's perfect. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that gives some more context. That's why I was a bit pissed off. All right, cheers.